Good morning, good morning, good morning, world. Good morning to you all. Happy Saturday, happy blessed Saturday. We're gonna get our tags in soon. Good morning and welcome back to yet another fun-filled episode here with us on the early morning sports talk podcast. As we embark upon will be another great episode this morning. And so we thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we love something. Back like we ain't got no clothes on our back, and for the world is a better place in the moment when the early morning sports talk podcast is taking place. And so we thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place in this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always the blast to have you all tune in to participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk podcast Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at EMSTP underscore. Again, on IG at EMSTP underscore. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is January 17, 2026. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. One last Saturday, our Chicago Bears will scream F the Packers after defeating the Packers in a dramatic fashion after being down 21-3 in the second quarter. Things looking very, very dim. Things looking out of hope. Um, Team was just looking awful. Caleb Williams, everyone, the defense can stop a parked car. And then suddenly down 21-6 in the fourth quarter, you saw some fight in that third quarter. And then the unthinkable happened yet again. And Caleb Williams brought to fruition the comments stated by the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast last weekend, in which we stated, Jamar, that if you had tickets to the Chicago Bears wild card playoff game, that you likely will have the best ticket come wild card weekend. And indeed, this battle with the Packers did not disappoint. Some other wild card thrillers will take place as well, with Matthew Stafford calling a game in Charlotte versus the Carolina Panthers, as well as Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills defeating a very good disciplined 13-win Jacksonville Jaguar team on the road to advance now to a showdown in Denver this afternoon with the Denver Broncos, that defensive line and that defense. Additionally, Mike Tomlin will coach his last football game as head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and likely we will watch the last football game of the illustrious career of the NFL all-time great Aaron Rodgers. And so with that being said, introducing our brother from another mother, my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Like this poster right here, like this word Bears, like they bring joy to my life. Also heartache and anxiety, but they bring joy. So I'm good.
In the words of the church, amen. Amen, amen, amen. Yes. Dwayne, good morning, brother. Good morning, brother. Happy Saturday to you. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Your Patriots, man, they got a big one tomorrow. Yes. And so we're going to talk about that game shortly, man. Wishing you guys the best. And Patriot Nation. Who would have thought, Jamar, that Patriot Nation would be back this fast? Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year with this hire of Mike Vrabel, that whole organization and culture would just get changed like a flea flick? And so it's good to see the Patriots doing what they're doing right now. Really good.
Yeah, especially with a second-year quarterback who, in my opinion, is the league MVP, but we'll see. But yeah, that's shout out to New England for doing New England things that we've known for a majority of our lives. So.
Right, exactly. And so we got to talk about this, bro. The Bears, they rallied to defeat the guys 192 miles north of us. And so next up now is, but we got to still talk about this game. And so, Jamar, I'm sure you watched the game. We all watched the game, etc. Take us through that heart-thrilling, heart-wrenching wild card amazing game that the Bears delivered yet again, man.
I mean, I put it to you like this: if you have been a Bears fan or had the opportunity to watch the Bears this season, or even heard about how the Bears, I guess operate games or whatnot, then this here just fit right in the mode to where what's that clip that says they had us in the first half, and I ain't gonna lie, like it looked. It's the typical roller coaster ride of being a Bears fan. This game put the stamp on that for real. I mean, opening drive, Bears get down to the red zone, but couldn't punch in a touchdown and kick the field goal. Then from there on, it was Jordan Love and the Packers and their offenses rolling, and then we're consistently going on fourth down, and the offense looking stale and stagnant, and just it's frustrating to watch. And I mean, the first half was definitely something that can't happen tomorrow. But nevertheless, I mean,
Right.
21-3 at the half. The only pretty much glimmer of hope is the fact that the Bears have done this multiple times this year. So it's like you're hanging on to that as a fan. Second half, all of a sudden, defense. Like the defense, Dennis Allen made an adjustment. Oh my gosh, he made an adjustment.
Yes.
He started to blitz. He started to send some people. All of a sudden, it started rattling Jordan Love and the offense. I mean, the Packers did come out flat in the second half. They probably came out thinking that we got this in the bag. Like we just need to coast for the next 30 minutes, and this game's over. The third quarter still didn't go as great, but we ended up with another field goal, 21-6, and then.
I mean, and at the end of the third quarter, keep in mind that we were driving down to get that touchdown eventually.
Yeah.
So we were like in a 20, 30-yard line somewhere in that ballpark. We were driving down the field.
Yeah. And I think the most frustrating part before the antics start in our favor was when we was in the red zone on that fourth down. And Caleb threw that pick, and it was like – it was so.
Oh good. Man,
that was so deflating, and I was so mad. I wasn't mad at it. It was just more so mad at the whole situation. Like, are you serious? Like, this is really happening? But
right after all the stuff they was talking, after everything that we heard during the week, after the recent history of them always beating up on us, saying they own us, The game we won, which was a miracle, it wasn't like we just mightily beat them in the second game. And then to have them doing it again to us, bro, in the wild card when it mattered the most at Soldier Field, National, it was bad. You're right.
It was, dude. Like, all those people that showed up to the game, if I'm not mistaken, it was the most expensive wild card game in NFL history. If I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Like I was looking at.
So you saying the ballers and shot callers was there basically? It wasn't. Yeah.
That and people that probably had life savings that went to spend the money on their ticket and everything else. Yeah. Like
right.
It was packed. But that fourth quarter, what they say, the Iceman cometh. Caleb Williams started to do his thing. The offense started to roll. I mean. We kicked the field goal with Cairo Santos, 21-9. Bears get the ball back. DeAndre Swift with that run, 21-16. And, with 10 minutes left in the game, we're like, oh, here we go.
Yep.
And then, Matthew Golden had that 23-yard touchdown. I'm like that one hurt because it was 6.5 minutes left in the game when that happened. So it was 27-16. And then on that drive, that 4th and 8, because had Caleb Williams, had we not even converted that 4th and 8, season over. Because there's no way we getting the ball back in enough time. We're down 11 late in the fourth quarter. There's no way. But that throw, running weak side to his left, jumping in the air with Mahomes.
I don't know right, exactly. I don't know too many quarterbacks that can make that.
Josh Allen, maybe that the list is like that. Like running weak side to your left, throwing right, because he'll do it. We've seen him do it, but that and that high leverage moment, and it was a dart. It was a dart. It was a straight dot to Rome Odunze. Like he only threw it in the place that Rome could be there to catch it safely, to convert, and that erupted everything. Like the momentum bar was it was already swaying our way, but it kind of like tilted because we was on fourth down, and like that was the moment. That momentum bar went all the way to 100% at that point. Once that was converted, you even see a clip of Christian Watson saying, "Bro, what?"
Right.
So yeah, and then Zacchaeus ended up scoring. We get the ball back, and that play call for DJ Moore to score that touchdown was so filthy. And I realized, well, more so I didn't realize, but I learned because they did a play-by-play. Apparently, the Commanders did the same play to us earlier in the year. The exact same play. So Ben Johnson had that in his all the way in the archives, waiting for a right moment to run that play. And it was so filthy. It was so chest-like.
And a beautiful pass, beautiful dart, man. Beautiful dart to DJ Moore. Right on point.
It was like Caleb Williams had like 168 passing yards in the fourth quarter and 2 touchdowns. And then of course the last play of the game, we all holding our breaths, especially initially I was like, oh, he dropped the ball, then he picked it up. And then of course, anytime a quarterback in that moment steps up and throw the ball, my first thought was like, this better not be the Hail Mary again type deal. Man, that was my first, like,
I was thinking the same thing, but Jamar, you know what I was also thinking? I was also thinking, come on, defense, attack him.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see that aggression to just go get his ass. Number 50, which we know, he's my friend, Jamar. They put him in the game. He looked like he was so out of shape. Looked like he didn't belong in the NFL. Like, I mean, literally when I say to our one viewer, no pressure, none. I mean, Jordan Love had about 30 minutes back there, bro. Montez Sweat had a chance to get him, but I'm just thinking Montez super gassed. He just super gassed. And so I'm like, number 50, you ain't even playing. Go get him. You ain't playing. Go get him. You ain't been in the damn game for the last month. Like, go get him. Like, come on, man, go get him. And he did not go get him, and it was just awful, man. And so,
but yeah, nevertheless, bro, we got the win in storybook fashion. One thing I did notice, like, that was Kyler Gordon's first game back, and Jordan Love they made it a point to go after Kyler Gordon.
All game, they toasted his ass when he got in, especially in the second half. They was toasting his ass. That's how they was getting first downs.
Yeah, and it's like I kind of felt bad for Gordon because I know he's not 100% healthy by any means. Because if he was healthy, it wouldn't be like that. But I don't blame him from going after the guy that hasn't played pretty much the whole year. So, but nevertheless, man, they find a way. They found a way, and I think the 2 ways that we beat the Packers, I think that's probably it's not the fact that we won, but it's pretty much how we won and how demoralizing it is for them and their fan base. And I think that's what make it, as those victories, as sweet as it comes. Like, to be honest with you.
Right. And so next up, bro, is the LA Rams divisional round. Close out the divisional round. We're gonna talk about the game later, but what's your immediate thoughts on the path to victory versus the Rams? What are some of the things that has to happen?
First and foremost, because I've been talking about it with a coworker all week, they cannot start off slow and have the same first half against the Packers against the Rams. They cannot do that. First and foremost.
Way too much talent on that team.
It is, like, because in the same breath, like, Packers, 21-3, the Rams will probably be up 31-3 doing some stuff like that. Like, it's like, as we know, I mean, for the longest time, we like at least half the year, we thinking the Rams are the best team in football. They're probably going to be the most complete team that the Bears run into this whole playoff run. So it's like you cannot start off that slow and expect another fairy tale ending. You just can't do that.
Right. Quick point though. And I know we only got one viewer. Sad that the world can't see what we're saying, Jamar. Because if they were here, they would know what we say. They would know what we do. They would know our analysis. They would know our studying. They would know how solid we are here. I am not so sold that the Rams can not be beat. They can be beat, bro.
Correct.
I promise you they can. They are not invincible. They've been giving up 28 points, Jamar. What, for the last 8 games? 28.3 points for the last
like
8 games. Yes, that's about right. 17 games. That math sound about right. They've been giving up 28.3 points per game. Okay?
Yep.
We know that front four is solid with Jared Verse and all those guys. They probably got one of the best front fours in the game, bro, outside of Denver and a few other teams. Correct. They probably got one of the best front fours. But they back seven is poubelle, trash.
Yeah, it's similar to the Dolphins back seven. They're both trash.
Right. Like that back seven been getting torched all season. Ask the Panthers, who damn near should have beat them last week in Carolina, in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. Matthew Stafford, bro, he is 1-9 in his career in games under 40 degrees. Correct. Now, this is under 40 degrees. But we talking about Soldier Field, dog. We talking about Lake Michigan. It's cold there. For our fans or whoever watches us and support us, for all Bears fans that's been at Soldier Field in December and in January, Jamar, you know it's cold as hell.
It is. I couldn't.
Different cold.
It is. The last time I was at Soldier Field in December, in December, I couldn't even survive the whole game. I had to leave in the third quarter. I couldn't make it. It was that cold.
Right. Good morning to our brother Arkeith Shannon saying we going home this week. Arkeith, I don't know, man. It kind of, we kind of hoping that Matthew Stafford play like your former quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, who doesn't like the cold, right? We kind of hoping like Matthew Stafford come out there like Tua Tagovailoa, man. When it's cold, it's 15, 20 degrees. His ass start thinking about Hawaii. He start thinking about his home, where he from. We hoping that it's the same with Matthew Stafford and the Rams, because it's a different cold in Chicago, Arkeith, bro. If you haven't been up in Chicago, it's a different cold. And so he's 1-9, bro. He's 1-9, okay? Last time they was in Soldier Field, we smacked them, the Rams. And then also, just a quick stat, those teams are 1-14 in the playoffs when the temperature is under 40 degrees. So those teams don't do that well. And the Rams are considered a dome team because they play in a dome. And so, I'm not just super. I know the Rams are great offensively, but defensively, there are some holes. And we got weather on our side. And if we could run that ball, bro, and control the clock with our backs, Matthew Stafford maybe make just probably one mistake, dog. If he make a mistake, I think the Bears can make them suffer severely. If he make a mistake. And let's keep in mind, bro, I know Matthew Stafford's great, but he's still 37, dog. It's not like, You're and right. So for me, I know everybody's like, yeah, the Rams gonna do this and do that, but it's only a home field advantage, bro, that if you are a Bears fan, you know how rattled the city gets for our teams when the playoffs come around, how loud our stadiums get. I don't know if they're going to experience a loud that's going to be as loud as Soldier Field, bro, come Sunday night, Jamar. Because I heard it through the TV Saturday. I heard it through the TV. Yeah. I can only imagine how loud it was in person Saturday.
Yeah, that was something special.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. And so, with that being said, Jamar, when you get a chance, Hit your tags, bro. For generally the people that you
I did
kind of
already.
rock. Okay, wonderful. And so, with that being said, let us progress now to our NFL reactions and overreactions, bro. We got some good ones. Um, First, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the Chicago Bears, LA Rams, and Buffalo Bills all win in late fourth quarter dramatic fashion, that throughout this NFL playoffs and even this weekend, that there will be more familiar drama to come?
Yeah, I think that's accurate. I mean, all four of these games are, in my opinion, are going to be pretty interesting. And yeah, I think we got spoiled as well with probably one of the best wild card weekends we've seen in a while. So yeah, I think that's accurate. I think it's going to be some more uh, drama and last drive deciding games that we'll see. I'm with that.
Right. Yeah. 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 Think just looking at these games, yeah, it could be a few for real. Secondly, is it an overreaction, bro, to think that after watching the Houston Texans defeat the Steelers in a beautiful defensive outing, that this defense alone can take the Houston Texans to February? Or at some point will CJ Stroud need to step his game up?
The latter. CJ Stroud would need to step his game up, especially tomorrow's game. There's no Nico Collins, so like he is going to have to play ball. He's going to have to ball because we know New England's defense isn't no slouch, and they
There ain't no
actually
slouch.
have the quarterback is actually pretty good too. So like he gonna have to play.
Right. Not much room for error, especially on the road in Foxborough. Yes. Next, bro, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the news of multiple injuries ailing Josh Allen, that regardless of these injuries, that he can still be Superman enough to lead the Buffalo Bills past the mighty Denver Broncos and that mighty defensive line in defense tomorrow in that mile high altitude, regardless of his ailing injuries? Is it an overreaction to think that he still could do what he does?
No, not at all. Um, because Josh Allen is that special, and like if they make the run, they make it to the Super Bowl, and let's just say they win it all, like this would you know what's that word? This would cement like a
Cement
legacy.
his legacy.
Yeah, for real. So and
Yeah.
he's definitely capable of taking whatever's in front of him and still give you a chance to win every game. So no, it's not overreaction.
Man, bro, it will be super impressive. And, it will be super impressive because Gabe Davis is out. This is your best receiver. And so you got, Shawnee, you got what, Brandon Cooks. And then I forget the other receiver,
You
but
got
you still got you still got James Cook. That's one of the best running backs in football. But it's three receivers, right? The guy that start with an S, Shawnee Shaw, whatever his name is,
Shakir,
Shakir, bro. Brandon Cooks, and then it's another receiver that they've been giving the ball to,
Keon Coleman.
Keon Coleman. I mean, these ain't even the biggest guys. These ain't, 6'5". These are kind of guys that's damn near our height, a little bit taller than us. If Josh Allen pull this out, Jamar, it will be probably for me it'll probably be the most. I'm gonna be honest with you. It'll be the most impressive win of his career for me, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
People are so sleep on that defensive line for Denver. They got about four guys that got 7 sacks
At least.
alone on their defensive line. They
Yeah.
got pit bulls on that defense. Uh, their defensive backs are fantastic. Then who was it that won Defensive Player of the Year last year?
Patrick Surtain.
Um, Patrick Surtain II. He's still doing the same thing this year, right? He can damn near cover half the field, Jamar. And then you got to go to the high altitude. Now, don't get me wrong. This team can be beat because they don't score a lot of points. The problem is their offense. But if Josh Allen go in, bro, with those Allen injuries, and he come in and he torch that Denver Broncos defense, then yeah, it's gonna be a freight train for real. Because if they go in and they beat Denver and they do it persuasively, bro,
Yeah.
the if New England win, etc., man, they gonna be sweating bullets, bro. AFC gonna be sweating bullets, man. So that is the most interesting game, like really, bro. Next, is it an overreaction to think that after watching the first four teams win last weekend, that out of these four games, that the Rams are the likeliest team to pull off a road win, even though us Bears fans know better? As stated, Matthew Stafford, quick stats, is 1-9 in his career in games under 40 degrees. He has never played a game he's never played a game this cold in his career. Now I understand that he had Philadelphia last year, but it was snowing and it wasn't that cold, Jamar. It wasn't
Correct.
as cold as it's going to be Sunday night. And then the dome teams are 1-14 in the playoffs when the temperature is under 40 degrees. And it'll probably be 7 to 10 degrees, -8 wind chill. I think it's supposed to be about 5 degrees, -8 wind chill, etc. So is it an overreaction to think, though, that the Rams are still the likeliest team to pull off a road win based off of what people are saying, or are they just don't know better? What is it, bro?
Well, I mean, Vegas thinks to agree with that rationale that the Rams are the likeliest to pull off the road win, but I mean, I want it's tough, but I can argue that San Fran has probably just as good of a chance of pulling off a road win as the Rams, maybe even a better chance than the Rams slightly, just because the weather element, like you mentioned, that kind of like neutralizes a few things with that Rams game. Because I feel like if the
Right.
Rams was at home, then that would be that would be a little bit, I'd say, a lot more difficult to pull off. But yeah, I think the 49ers have a slightly better chance of making that happen over the Rams.
Right. Let me ask you a quick question. Which seed is higher, the Rams, or I think the Rams are the 49ers are higher, right? The 49ers are the
Correct.
5 seed. So if the
Uh,
49ers go in and win in the Rams, then the 49ers will host the championship game next week.
Correct. Yeah. No, no, no,
Right.
no, no, no. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Because the Rams are the 6th
No,
seed, the 49ers are the 5th seed.
is it? No, I think the
They're
Rams
both
are
in the
the.
NFC West.
Yeah.
But
Panthers played the Rams. No, Rams are the fifth seed.
so the
49ers
Rams are
are
the
the
5th
sixth.
seed.
Yeah,
Okay, the 49ers are the 6th. Okay, yes, because the 49ers played the Eagles and the Eagles was the 3 seed.
yep,
The 4 seed was the Panthers.
correct.
Okay. Okay, yes. Okay, appreciate that. And so, yeah, in that case, then the Rams would actually host the championship game, which would be great. If. But go Niners. Because if the Niners win, bro, and we take care of business, we right back in Soldier Field next weekend.
Correct the
And
mundo.
boy, it's gonna be a whole different outcome coming to Chicago compared to San Francisco. All right.
Agreed.
Lastly, bro, is it an overreaction to think that with 3 out of 4 teams left in the NFC playoff bracket, that the NFC West is likely to be the division that represents the NFC in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean, if we playing a numbers game here, I mean, they got three of them left, so they're guaranteed a slot in the NFC Championship game. I mean, just playing the numbers. I mean, yeah, it's more likely, it's realistic, but our team, they have a knack for pulling off things that probably shouldn't happen.
Right.
With
Exactly.
yeah, so yeah, yeah. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's the best way to say it, bro. And so, college football playoff national championship game. We made our picks. I think we did, right? You picked Indiana,
Mm-hmm.
and I picked Indiana. Is there any reason at this point to change your pick? And by the way, Jamar, if Indiana win this national championship, this would be their first national championship since winning in basketball. I don't think Indiana has won in any other sport, dog. Whether we talking baseball, we talking, any of those other sports. That's crazy. And so, like, and I think the last time they won was in '76, and Bob Knight was the coach. And that team was the last and the only undefeated college basketball team to win a national championship.
Oof. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, Indiana was only known for basketball and basketball only until the last 2 years. So,
right. Yep. And so yeah, man. And so at this point, bro, let's go ahead. Let's make our picks for the divisional round. And so, bro, we got 4 games today. We start out. We start out in Denver. So the Bills go to Buffalo later this afternoon. And so who you got for this one, Bills or Broncos?
All right, just so people are aware, the Broncos are a 1.5 favorite, 45.5 over under. This one is tough. This one is kind of like for me last week. I know I didn't get a chance to make the picks with you all, but I was like torn between Buffalo and Jacksonville. It was that much of a coin flip, and it really came down to the last drive. And I ultimately ended up siding with Buffalo because of Josh Allen. And this feels pretty similar. It's a lot more going against the Bills. I mean, there's a reason why the Broncos are the 1 seed. You talked about it, that 4. I mean, at least I think 4 players on that front court has at least 7.5 sacks. Nick Benito has 14.5, I think. Which is insane. I mean, we've been talking about they lead the league in sacks as a team by a margin. But what I will say is the things that the Broncos do well on defense and the things that they are not as good at on defense, the Buffalo actually, like, coincidentally, does pretty good things against the things that they don't do well on defense, which means Broncos are a lot of man-to-man, but Buffalo tends to throw to their running backs and tight ends the most in the league. And with them running man-to-man, you have to account for Josh Allen out there running around. I'm going to go with Buffalo. A couple of years ago, I was all on the Bills Mafia train, and then I had to stop because they just couldn't get it done because the boogeyman was out there.
Right.
AKA Patrick Mahomes. There is no Patrick Mahomes. Therefore, like, if Josh Allen going to do this, going to cement his legacy, this is one of those games. At the end of the day, I'm going to take the team with the best quarterback. I take Buffalo.
Right. This is definitely a chance for Josh Allen to cement his legacy. This game is just so interesting on so many levels because the inexperience of Bo Nix, the greatness of Josh Allen, but the injuries to Buffalo and the greatness of the defensive line of Denver, the high mount, the altitude in Denver, the weather. It's just so many interesting storylines this game. Josh Allen has his opportunity. Patty not there, Lamar not there, Joe not there, and that was an NFL reaction overreaction last weekend. Is this Josh Allen's best opportunity for a Super Bowl, being that Joe, Lamar, and Patrick are not in the playoffs? And so we stated that we believed it was, but Jamar, I really think that Gabe Davis injury is going to cost them, bro. And them being in Denver, being on the road, I see Josh Allen being on his back. I see Denver being after him. Denver has not won a lot of persuasive games, and that makes it very questionable, bro, because they have squeaked by, in my opinion, in a lot of games this year. And now you have no room for error with the greatness of Josh Allen.
Right.
But I don't know. You mentioned something very profound because I was worried about the receivers. But you mentioned that they use their running backs and they use their tight ends the most in the league. And that almost is swaying me, dog. because of the fact that Buffalo uses their tight ends and running backs a lot. But I'm looking at just this altitude. I think Josh Allen going home, bro. In Denver, and that defense gets some turnovers. And that this might be a rough outing for Josh because he gonna need some weapons. And I think Denver's defense is so opportunistic. If he trying to force that ball to them short receivers, Patrick Surtain gonna be waiting on it like lunch money. And he better use James Cook and he better use the great tight end, but I don't know if he can with this Broncos defense being the best defense in the league and the number 1 seed. They're number 2 actually behind Houston, and so and the margin of difference between them, bro. I don't know if you know week 17, that margin of difference, bro, came down like to the 4th quarter. If I don't know if you watched it, I was watching it live. That's how literally the margin was between the number 1 and the 2 defense. So Denver's defense is that good too. I got the Broncos at home, dog. And so as long as Bo Nix don't do nothing extra, it's not like the Bills defense is scary. I don't, and so Bo Nix just got to play his game and do what he's been doing all year. And I think the Broncos get it. I think the Broncos get it done. This is heavyweight football, though, so it's going to be a hell of a game. 49ers and Seahawks, another heavyweight game, bro. I know that we've been hearing about Sam Darnold potentially not playing, his injuries and stuff like that. I don't know how much of an impact that has, but who is the favorite for this game, bro? Niners, Seahawks.
Seattle is favored by 7.
Okay.
45.5 over under. So what I will say is I'm about 99.9% sure Sam Darnold will play, but the way they I guess with an oblique injury, like especially as a quarterback, it's not one of those you can just shrug away type deal. I mean, it can have some impact. So just take that with a grain of salt. With this game here, look, these two teams, like when they've played twice this year, they both won one game. I think both of them at each other's place type deal. The scores have been very low in these games because Seattle's defense is built to stop the 49ers. 49ers, their offense, well, more so, I would say they are very well versed against Seattle as well, so they know each other pretty well.
Right, but no, keep in mind, bro. I know it was kind of a low score that first game, but that second game it was lit. I think it was in the 30s, right?
No.
So Seattle scored over 30 points, I think, in the second game or something. I'm not sure.
I think that game you might be. I'm checking now, but I think
that's the Rams. That was the Rams. Yeah. That was the Rams. Thanks, dog.
Yep.
Because as I always state, every game in the NFC West comes down to the 4th quarter. It seemed like.
Yeah, like them teams are like pretty much even amongst themselves. Well, the 3 that's remaining per se.
Right.
Yeah, like this here. I'm leaning. Well, I'll take that back. I'm picking the 49ers. Mm-hmm. I'm picking the 49ers. Because at the end of the day, I have more faith in Kyle Shanahan making the picks. I have more faith in Brock Purdy doing what he needs to do. I have more faith in Christian McCaffrey making a play. I think it comes down to whoever can, make that play or two when it matters most, because it's going to be a dogfight through everything else.
Right. Seattle's defense is the best in the league. The 49ers, I feel like, got one of the best offenses in the league. It's a chess match here.
Be right.
We got a Seattle team, that has to prove themselves. We got a quarterback in Sam Darnold that hasn't won a playoff game. We got an offense in Seattle that isn't all that explosive, isn't all that impressive, honestly, outside of Jackson Njigba Smith and outside of Walker running that ball out the backfield. But other than that, Sam Donald at times can be very he can be very turnover prone. Can the 49ers defense force turnovers? Because the 49ers defense, I mean, they look good against the Eagles, but it's been times where they've looked really bad. Ask us against the Bears. Our Bears put up a lot of buckets against the Seahawks, against the 49ers. So we scored a lot of points. But it's just something right now I feel like that's boiling within the San Francisco run right now, everybody. And Kyle Shanahan's been there, done that. The Seattle Seahawks coach, he's great, but he hasn't been there. This is his first go round in the NFL playoffs. It's a lot of pressure. You got an oblique injury to your quarterback. On top of that, your quarterback's very injury prone. He's very turnover prone, sorry. And your offense outside of Jackson Njigba Smith and outside of your running back, if you can contain him just a little bit, it don't do much. You're a team that's relying on defense. And the 49ers, they got enough weapons to score enough touchdowns with CMC, with Jennings, and just the weapons that they got in San Francisco. And so I know that the Seattle Seahawks are the number one seed. They've had the best defense, a lot of turnovers, but I got the 49ers in this. I know this might not be a popular opinion. And as a Bears fan, number one, I'm rooting for the 49ers because if we take care of the Rams, and which I hope it be a blizzard, I hope it be cold as hell, which is going to be about -8 in Chicago. We'll talk about that game shortly. But if the 49ers win, then we get to host the NFC Championship. And that's what I would love as a Bears fan. I would love that. And so who doesn't want to host the NFC Championship game? So for a variety of reasons, I want to see the 49ers win. But on top of that, I do think the 49ers actually got the better football team. I really do, overall. And the better head coach. So I'm going to take the 49ers. Texans at the Patriots. So the Texans, they are the hottest football team in the playoffs. They, I think, had won 9 out of 10 going into the playoffs after starting 0-3.
Okay, sorry.
The defense and the defensive line has, Will Anderson, the other guy, Gabriel, they've been dogs.
Danielle Hunter.
Hunter, thank you so much. They've been taking care of business. They've not been giving up a lot of points. The Patriots defense has been fantastic too. I see a defensive game here, Jamar, between the Texans and Patriots. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. And just so people know, Patriots are favored by 3, 40.5 over under. So yeah, that low over under lets you know definitely going to be a defensive bout here. It's going to come down to, who protects the football the most, who's efficient with their possessions, who can convert on 3rd and 4th downs when needed, who can move the chains. Like that's where the game's going to really be decided in the trenches. You mentioned that the 2 pass rushers are arguably the best duo in the league, Hunter and Anderson. Right. Like that, it's hard to argue against that one. Their secondary is pretty good with Stingley. The linebackers are very aggressive. But for just like, for different reasons, so when we said the Rams aren't invincible, the Texans defense isn't invincible either. So we've seen the Raiders out of nowhere put up points against them. We've seen the Colts, who have a bunch of nobodies at that point at the end of the year, put up. It can be done.
Mm-hmm.
So, right. And at the end of the day, like Drake May has made so many good decisions
DJ, come.
and so many throws that has awed you because it's like I didn't even know he had the ability to drop it in the breadbasket or throw somebody open or just you know like his decision making is so impressive.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so with the pick here, I am
DJ,
going New
yeah.
England. I think New England wins
Wow.
this game. I'm not even joking because I mean New England's defense it may not be as good as the Texans, but it's still pretty darn good. And the fact that I mentioned it earlier, there's no Nico Collins, so CJ
Right,
Stroud going to actually have to show up. It's not like they're in Houston. They was in Houston. I'd be more 50-50, but you got to travel all the way to Foxborough. I mean, it's cold here. It's going to be cold there too. So these rookie wide receivers and Christian Kirk going to have to step up. And I'm not all the way sold on that. But what I am sold on is Mike Vrabel having his team ready to play when it's all said and done. And they've been ready to play all year. So I got New
right,
England.
right. I'm gonna take Houston because of just watching Houston and seeing how they've been on that run. It's something about a great defense, bro, that carries you through the playoffs, and there's something about a great defensive line, bro, that carries you through the playoffs. Um, CJ Stroud, like you mentioned, he and just whoever makes the less mistakes. I think if I had to bet on who would make a mistake first, it might be Drake May because of the great defense of Houston and the defensive line that would force this kid who didn't play that great against LA last weekend. The LA Chargers defense looked great against the Patriots. It was just that the Patriots defense suffocated Justin Herbert. Um, and so CJ Stroud, I think without Nico Collins, it's going to hurt. But I just don't know what weapons really the Patriots got outside of Stephon Diggs that I could really rely on that will get it done. And so CJ Stroud, I think he's due for a big game. Yes, I know they got Booty and all those other guys, but I just trust CJ Stroud more than this game. I think he's the better quarterback, bro. I think the Texans defense, no disrespect to the Patriots defense, is opportunistic and that they'll force this kid to make some mistakes. And if the Texans get off to an early start, I think they take care of the Patriots. So I got the Texans, bro, on the road.
So the only question I have, based on what you said, you believe CJ Stroud is a better quarterback than Drake May?
I trust him more. I won't say he's a better quarterback.
The
He probably
trust
didn't have the
factor.
better season. But I trust him
Okay,
more in this time of year. I trust him more.
that's fair.
Hmm.
Okay.
No disrespect, though. I know he's an MVP candidate, everybody. I know he's an MVP candidate. But I trust CJ Stroud more. CJ Stroud got to step his game up, though. But I think he's due for it, bro. I think he's due for it.
Okay. I hope so for
Yep.
his sake. I mean, I wouldn't
Me
mind
too.
seeing them continue on. I mean, that's a heck of a team.
Because exactly, if he step his game up, the sky's the limit for Houston.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it all depends on CJ. And so Rams Bears, bro. Is this a Cancun?
Yeah, it's going to be for, I guess, for biased reasons and maybe unbiased reasons. But no, I know for a fact I'm picking my team. I'm going down swinging. We made it this far. Hell, I pick my team every
Mm-hmm.
week, and I won 11 times. Well, actually 12 now. But
Mm-hmm.
just so people know, the Rams are favored by 4.5. 51.5 over under. Um, but yeah, I'm definitely picking my Bears. I mean, you definitely talked about the weather and the stats. I'm all the way agree there. Also know that the Rams have lost 4 straight games at Soldier Field, so
Mm-hmm.
just throwing that out there as well.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm very serious about the Bears cannot start off slow. They can't.
Right.
The Rams
Right.
offense is what they are. I am hoping that the weather, the cold, can make Matthew Stafford, and he also dealing with a sprained finger in his throwing hand. So I'm hoping maybe 1 or 2 passes that he normally would make, he might, make it an inaccurate pass or something. Just timing might be whatever the case may be. Or the receivers that's so used to playing in dome and with palm trees and 75-degree weather all the time. Maybe the hand's starting in the stone and they can't catch anything for a couple of times. I'm not expecting it to happen all game. I'm not. But I am hoping the weather does play a real factor because there's not too many people that's willing to play a negative 8-degree windshield type feel of a game. They're just not. Especially
and to practice because the Bears been practicing all week outside.
Yeah, Ben Johnson gonna have them ready, all the way ready for this game. It's more so. I'll say the other thing is, I hope the Bears can run the football and more so control the clock and limit Matthew Stafford's possessions in this game. Because I don't want to give him 10, 12 possessions in this game. No. I don't want to do that. Give him 4, give him about 5 or 6 total, and just hope your defense.
That's all he need.
Make a stop or two. That's all, man. I just want to see heart. But I believe that, like you said, there's a path of victory. I'm rolling with my team. They just cannot start off slow. But that defense, as bad as it is, it's similar to what I was saying. When the Bears played the 49ers, like the advanced metrics was similar to when the Bears played the Bengals and the Cowboys. And you saw the Bears offense was like pretty much on fire the whole game for both of those. That Rams back 7 is kind of similar to that. So the Bears offense should move the ball quite a bit as well. And like you were saying, giving up 28.3 points a game in the second half. So those are real things. Like we mentioned, we saw the Rams, should have lost to the Panthers. They already lost to the Panthers early in the year. And we saw the Rams take an L to the Falcons. So it's like they're not invincible. But nevertheless, bear down. I'm rolling.
Right. Exactly, bro. I expect a shootout here, Jamar. I expect points to be scored. Bears defense, it's not the best defense in the world. We don't need them, though, to get some stops, right? Some crucial stops. This game comes down for me to the quarterbacks. Matthew Stafford is going to be who he is, but I'm hoping that the weather plays a huge role and that his hands are a little bit cold, Jamar. I hope that his age, them bones at 37 come in a little bit. I'm hoping that Montez Sweat and Booker, who can get a rush every now and then, I'm hoping, because one thing I know about Booker is he can hit your ass. He can hit you, Jamar. He might not be able to get a rush all the time, but when he hits you, he lay a lick on you. I'm hoping he can lay some licks.
And it's going to hurt a lot worse in that cold.
Exactly. Especially at night, bro. Especially at night.
Yeah.
Along Lake Michigan, with the wind being at 20 miles per hour, there's going to be some conditions there that the Rams going to have to deal with. And this is why you work for home field as Bears fans.
Correct.
This is why you want home field for moments like this, for divisional round playoff games where teams come from hot places and they come in thinking that they the shit. I hope the Bears go in and they send a serious message to them. I got the Bears. Bears, this is an opportunity. And as Bears fans, I'm not just saying that the Rams are beatable. This is a game you should win. Take care of business. I got the Bears, bro, and I'm not being biased.
Bear down.
Yeah. By the way, Brandon Jr. said, "What's up, bro?"
Oh, Brandon.
He said, "Hey." He said, "Hey."
That is awesome.
Yeah, bro. And so, man, we made our picks, dog. I don't know if you got anything quickly to say about the NBA, bro. Right now, NBA is not even the focus. It's boring right now, if you ask me. OKC's doing that thing. Right now, the Eastern Conference is just up in the air. I don't know who's really. I mean, Detroit seems like they're Jamar, but if you ask me, they're not invincible. Somebody's gonna beat them. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, that might. I mean, that could be the team that could put a thorn in in New York. I see Boston is up there with their record, and I don't know how sustainable that is. Especially without Tatum playing this year at all. So it's like,
Right. It's cute, but I think all that comes to an end come April.
yeah,
April.
because I have more faith in the healthy Orlando Magic team than a lot of those teams, honestly.
Yeah, for real. Orlando, New York. Those
Yeah,
are the teams I'm looking at.
Cleveland maybe, but it's like I need to see it because it's one of those Donovan Mitchell still hasn't made it to a conference finals type deal, and it's like you had number one seeds in the past, you had top ranked teams. I don't know if he's the best player on a championship team. It don't look like it, but I know he's
Right.
super talented, but I don't think he has what it takes to really catapult his team to the next level like he should. Um, I would say I did notice. I peeped this yesterday. I guess the Clippers on a 5-game winning streak, and they were looking pathetic at one point,
Right.
and they're in the 10th seed now,
I
so
knew
they
they would
fine.
get it together. I knew they would get it together. Too much. When Kawhi gets on the court, bro, along with a great head coach, you're gonna win because Kawhi puts fear in a lot of opponents, and
Yeah,
so
you just gotta
it
play
just you just
like
gotta
when it
play. That's
matters
it.
most.
You just gotta play. That's it.
But the Spurs are that team. That's the team that can put a wrench into everything. Because
Yeah,
Wimby's that
especially the
good,
Thunder's plans.
and then the guard play has been excellent. The role players have been excellent, and we haven't even like really tipped the iceberg for Wimby yet. And this is his third year. And as long as
Yeah.
he stay healthy, we saw glimpses of it last year before the blood clot. So if he can stay healthy and that team can grow and continue to get better, and we already saw they beat OKC three. They gave them 3 losses out their 7.
Right.
That's the most alarming thing if I'm a OKC fan. Like if I got to run into the
For real.
Spurs in the playoffs, it's like, yeah, I don't know.
And knowing basketball, Jamar, they will meet. Basketball is one of those sports where you kind of know, you kind of know. And football, it's a sport where it depends. It all depends. But basketball, generally, you kind of know. And so I think they will meet again. I don't know if it's going to be the second round of the conference finals, but I think they'll meet again, dog. And so, I mean, that's as long as, health is, because health is often a factor in the NBA playoffs.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
and as we know, like one team that's have a lower seed, but they always find a way in the conference finals, the Minnesota Timberwolves. So it's like
Mhm.
right now they're sitting 4. I mean, I always got to pay attention to them because it's like at some point you would imagine Anthony Edwards will break through.
Yeah. And he gets ready for the playoffs, and he gets ready when it's time to play against great teams, great individuals. That's when he come out to play. He come out to embarrass superstars. And so
Yeah.
when the playoffs come, oh, no doubt he'll be ready. And so, and based off of the seeding, if they were to start today, they play the Lakers, in which I get them to crush the Lakers.
Oh, yeah. I don't think the Lakers, unless they make a move, it's gonna be a first round exit for them.
Yeah, exactly. Bunch of individuals playing, not really a team.
Yeah. Like if for whatever reason, if they did what Rich Paul said, package Reeves to get Jaren Jackson Jr., that would make some difference because they don't
Right.
have that interior presence anymore without Anthony Davis not being there anymore. So it's like it's still
And
open
DeAndre
season.
Ayton, right? DeAndre Ayton, he started off nice, but right now he's on a bad slump. He's on a bad slump, and so yeah, if they need another solid piece in there, and then yeah, you're right, they can't contend if they get another solid piece. But we'll see, man. We'll see. Lakers known to not make moves, so they try to make moves and they always end up getting like some trash. So um,
Yeah, and they don't,
yeah,
and they don't, and they're not going to make any moves based off of what LeBron suggests anymore. That time is done. So it's like whatever they choose to do.
exactly, bro. And so we'll see what happens with the Lakers, Clippers ascending, Spurs, etc. Deshaun, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Blessed Saturday to you, my bro. Blessed
Morning.
Saturday to you, bro. Yes. The Bulls, man, they stand mediocre as usual.
I ain't
Conferences,
watching that shit.
right. And so it's what it is with the Bulls, but Detroit, yes, they're number one, but mark my word, Jamar, somebody gonna knock them off, bro, when the playoffs come. Minnesota, you right. They will be peaking at the right time. They always want to be under the radar, and that's good for them. They might end up in the conference finals again.
Yeah, for a third straight year.
Exactly. And so, with that being said, that's the NBA combo. We made our NFL picks. So support the screen. Appreciate the support. And with that being said, Jamar, bro, Ian is not with us. We asked, well, just Ian get better. Right now he's out. He's sick.
Can I walk into Ian's basement for a second?
Absolutely, bro. Go ahead, man.
So I don't think we talked about it, but it kind of like seeing Deshaun kind of like re-triggered my brain. I mean, the coaching carousel it's been interesting because we saw Harbaugh get fired last week and Mike Tomlin stepped down this week, and all of a sudden these jobs and start to become open and desirable, and Harbaugh, I guess, almost has the Giants job. They just haven't had the final, I guess, negotiations done or anything, whatever that means. But yeah, like Deshaun, if he's still here, like I know you said you feel refreshed. It just, I don't know, like for me, Pittsburgh, like not having a coach anymore, it just feels weird. It feels like
it feels so bizarre.
It feels like unknown territory. Seeing Baltimore, and that's probably, in my opinion, as of right now, probably the most desirable job out there. I mean, you got a 2-time MVP, and if he was retired today, he'd be a first ballot Hall of Famer at your quarterback. You got a generational running back who's a first ballot Hall of Famer as well. So it's like, you have talent everywhere. You just got to utilize that talent to the fullest. Atlanta's a pretty good spot, in my opinion. And it's
absolutely.
Miami. I mean, that's interesting.
It's interesting, especially if Tyreek Hill come back.
But the thing is, I don't expect Tyreek to be Tyreek anymore after that type of injury. Like, I hope I'm wrong, but it's like,
right. But you got to see it on the field. But I know he's still gonna put fear in people.
Yeah, but if that speed is
he's still gonna command a defense to say, "Hey, we got to check for that guy." I would say, even if he don't come back complete, I know if I'm playing against Tyreek Hill, I'm saying, "Hey, watch him," and I'm putting 2 guys. I'm sending a spot after him. I know that. I'm not leaving him in a 1-on-1.
I mean, maybe initially.
No. I'm sending 2 guys at him. I'm sending a spot.
Probably.
And so I'm saying what he can do is take off. He could take off the head of a defense. He could take off the concentration of.
Can he though? I mean, now, because the thing is, like, yeah, initially we probably have to spy and keep after him, but if he don't have the world-class speed that he used to have, then he's like, is he really Tyreek Hill anymore? Because that speed, that's what separated him to being as great as he is. Without it, it's like you just another 5'9" receiver out here. It's not like he's tall. He's short.
Right. And so, yeah, we got to just see when he come back what he does, how he looks,
Yeah. And then as far as Deshaun said, absolutely, I love Coach T, but a new beginning seemed inevitable. My coworker is a diehard Steelers fan as well. So, I mean, between my coworker and Deshaun, they both felt the same way. They just needed something new. They said they felt like the message got stale, and it's one of those to where, like, I just hope the grass is greener per se.
Right.
Because
I really hope so for Pittsburgh. I hope they don't descend.
Yeah, because we know how if you have a bad coach, we know how things can go.
Especially as Bears fans.
Yes. We know firsthand. But I heard Brian Flores, I feel like he'll probably be the best fit.
Bro, tell me why Deshaun, I was just thinking about that, Jamar. I'm like, man, Brian Flores would be a great fit in Pittsburgh.
I mean, defensive
I was
guy.
thinking about that yesterday
He
morning. I promise you,
he.
yesterday morning.
I mean, I think if that's the case, I feel like a lot of people probably feel the same way. Defensive guy. He worked there with Tomlin that one season, as well. So he knows the intricacies of the Roonies and stuff. And second chance and just and then he'll be at a place where they'll give him a runway because we know the Steelers job, you're not gonna get fired right away.
Right.
So and he said our fan base are known to win, period, but I'm ready to go through growing pains. And I think the draft is in Pittsburgh this year too, so that would be something if they got him.
Right. It could be that they could go through some growing pains, though, Jamar. Right?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, the way he looked, I mean, we all could imagine he might be hanging up the cleats soon. And so with that, what do they do at the quarterback position, bro? Like you probably got to take somebody in that first round. I don't know who you take, but you got to take a shot at somebody, unless you try to go in free agency and grab somebody
or trade. So as I was, talking to my coworker, it's like I feel like the Steelers can move in. They got two directions to move in. Either you continue to try to do this quote unquote patchwork and draft a quarterback or trade for one that's out there that's available, or you trade your best player, who is pretty much, and it's I think probably in his 30s now, TJ Watt, to go get a bunch of draft picks, and then you actually initiate the rebuild process like we had to do with Khalil Mack. When we traded Khalil Mack, it was the first domino for the rebuild, and then we got rid of Hakeem Hicks and Eddie Jackson and all these players that had these massive contracts. Allen Robinson, we started getting rid of players, started attaining draft capital, and then Ryan Poles fleeced the bleep out the Panthers, and this is how we are now. So,
yeah, thank you, Carolina.
Yeah, seriously. So, Deshaun said Flores wouldn't be bad, but I want an offensive-minded coach. With how the game is now, I need an offensive guru as head coach. So one thing I heard on the radio yesterday that I didn't even think about, but apparently this might be a thing. So Mike McDaniels, Robert Saleh, they are good friends, and I heard it might be a combo for whatever team if one lands the other type deal. So I don't know, like if McDaniels become head coach, Robert Saleh defense, or Saleh's the defense guy, and
no, Saleh's the head coach and Saleh's offensive coordinator,
and then McDaniels, so
right, offensive coordinator.
That'd be a hell of a combo because I like both for what they do. So maybe,
yeah, that would be nice, man. That would be nice. Okay, yeah, a bridge quarterback like a Kyler Murray. Yeah.
Do you really want a Kyler Murray though?
I mean, you might have to get something until you can do better. Because right now in the draft, who's really there?
Like the
kid from Oregon, he was afraid of New York, so he went back to school.
The quarterback class is trash now. Initially, before the season started, the quarterback class was great, but between QB stand or QBs that's been underperforming, there's not too many out there on this draft. No. It's going to be the next draft. And that's
2027. Yeah, absolutely. The kid from Oregon was afraid of the Jets, so he stayed in college. No, people don't want to say it, but
I mean, Stephen A. even said, like, stay in college, do not go to the Jets. Garrett Wilson got upset, but
right, exactly. Who the projected number one pick, Mendoza, he will go to the Raiders. So he already looking like he packing his bags for Vegas. So I don't know, man. It's very interesting for the Steelers. So if I were them, I wouldn't mind getting a Kyler Murray, somebody that's hungry. He might be hungry, Jamar. He might want to prove himself. He might put down the control of Call of Duty for a change.
But the thing is, so if I'm trading for Kyler Murray, I would need, like what Deshaun's saying, like anybody on the McVay's tree. I would need that with Kyler Murray. There's no way I'm gonna trade for Kyler Murray and not have the adequate, support system around him. Because otherwise, it's not gonna go well. Then you're just gonna be stuck on the hook with a contract you don't even want anymore.
Right. Okay. Yep. And so it's gonna be interesting, man, what happens with the Steelers because it's not like you're the worst football team in the world, but it's not like you're the best football team in the world. It's a team that either takes a chance on getting some good high value pieces and bring them in, or it's a team that's gonna have to do a rebuild.
Correct. So what about Malik Willis? I don't know.
I was thinking about that too, and I heard about that Malik Willis and bring him in with Matt LaFleur. No, for real. Like bring him in with Matt LaFleur and let them both start a new journey in Pittsburgh.
Matt LaFleur.
You know, yeah, because Matt LaFleur, I know people think that he's safe in Green Bay, but I don't know if he's safe as people think.
I don't think so. They was talking about contract extension and stuff, but to what I'm hearing, like they're so far off about a number of things. I don't know that it actually gets done. I don't know. So
right. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, this is a very, very interesting just scenario with the Steelers. And so we'll see how they progress, man. But that's the basement, bro. And so, my bro, any final thoughts or shout outs, bro, as we head into the weekend?
Hey, let me move out the way. Whoa. All right. So you see the poster, you see the team. Bear down. We gonna give it what we got. The Rams are a really good team, but they're not invincible. They're not. And hopefully this home field advantage.
Yeah, definitely not invincible, bro.
If it's gonna be cold any weekend in the wintertime, I'm glad it's this one. Get them uncomfortable, get them outside the element. Heck, it's 14 degrees right now, and it feels like -1 outside at this very moment. So it's gonna get a lot colder than that.
Right.
So bear down. Let's go, Bears fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. And so, yeah, man. Rooting for the Steelers, bro. Absolutely rooting for the Steelers, man. And my final thoughts is, best of luck. Oh, wow. Shot at 17 now. Wow. Exactly. Yeah. I definitely see your Facebook, man. And your boy getting big, man. He about to be in college soon. It's crazy how time flies. It really is. Because, we've been doing a podcast, Jamar, for about 6 years now. And I remember he was just a lot younger when we started. And so now he's 17. And so time floats, bro. It really do. And so, yeah, man. With that being said, a lot of great NFL football. A lot of great moments that's going to happen this weekend too, Jamar. I'm calling it out. It's going to be some great finishes. National championship for Indiana's on Monday. Man, bro, could we literally be coming back next weekend, Jamar? And could we be stating that the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions? Could we really be saying that, bro? And I know that hurts you as a Purdue guy, but could it be the case? It's going to be epic if it is. It's going to be epic if it is. And we ain't talking about college basketball with Bob Knight. And so we'll be coming back next weekend. And the Bears are in the NFC Championship. Could we be coming back with that great news? So we hoping for the best, man. And so with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you are and would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated. And we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.
Bear down.
Bear down. Appreciate you.